I wanted to tell you the story about when I was a co-manager at Hastings Books and Records in College Station, Texas in 1981. Warner Brothers had just released Van Halen's Diver Down album, and they were having a contest for what the most creative display that you could put together with the album flats. That's what they would send us, is the flats of the album, which means it's not the sleeve, it's just the front of the album, and you build a display. I got together with one of my colleagues there, and we went out to the display window and put together the display. And I can tell you, I thought it was okay, it was mediocre, but it was not creative. And that kind of went back in my mind and filed it back for whenever I went back to college in 1991, because I felt like I was uncreative. I felt like I was so uncreative that whenever I was going through master's school for speech communication, I slipped over to the psychology department and took a course in creativity. What I learned there is creativity and communication and language go hand in hand. I have a communication and creativity exercise for you. I call this the vacation in the box. I want you to imagine in front of you is a box. And inside this box is everything you're going to need for a successful vacation. I'm not going to give you more direction than that because that's a part of the exercise. So everything you're going to need for a successful vacation is inside that box. Pause the video, and when we come back, I'll ask you some questions. Okay, welcome back. So inside your box, whenever I do this exercise with groups, I can tell you, you have some people who are process people and you have people who are destination people. And destination people start with the destination. Process people start with the process that gets you there. So if you're a process person, you may have tickets to the airlines, you may have new clothes, you may have new shoes, you may have calling friends in the location that you're going to, you may have camera, you may have all these things. These are like the checklist that you're going to need to pack to take with you to go to the destination. The destination people stop with the destination. They will say, well, I want to go to Hawaii, or I want to go to London. And that's the end of the discussion. They'll start talking about what it's like when you get there, but they don't talk about what it takes to get there, the process moving you from one point to the other. So if you're lacking in creativity, what I will say is do a walkthrough. Start with the very next step, the first next step. What are you going to have to do to make something happen? Don't start with the goal. Start with the first step in the process. It could be, in this particular case, you would go online and look at Kayak or Priceline or something to find a hotel. And you might want to research where you want to go, because that's going to determine where you go in Hawaii. But you start with the destination, and then you start with the next step. Take that. I'll give you another creativity communication exercise in the next 2-minute tutorial.